13 questions to ask yourself if your business is failing due to your sales and marketing. So the first question is, how clear is your brand perception? How would you even measure that?
Pretty simplistically, I would compare it to your competitors.
Okay.
And get some input from people that are not close to you and see what they think about it. See how they feel, what they get from your message. Is your message reading clearly, or your service is reading clearly?
Right.
Literally getting real world feedback.
And something they could do is like go look at Google reviews versus the top 3 competitors, look at the websites compared to them, look at the content on the website.
Yep. It's a big comparison.
All right, so number 2, how consistent is your content posting?
Oh, that's a huge one right there. It's a struggle for some of us business owners, but it is a necessary evil, for lack of better words. Consistent content posting runs the game. It runs the algorithm. It keeps you on top. Not just content posting, but interacting with other profiles, other business owners, hugely important.
Yeah, massively important.
So if you're asking yourself, am I posting enough? You may not be.
Right, and I would say typically posting enough is once a day per platform. You know, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
If once a day per platform is a great start.
Yeah.
Depending on your industry, depending on your services, your offers, you may have different advice for different posting times and the frequency of posting, but no matter who you are, what you're doing, a daily post is imperative.
All right, the third one is, how strong is your brand voice? And how does that differentiate from the first one?
Okay, so it kind of ties into the first one there. It's comparing yourself to your local competitors, and I would even go nationwide. It's finding brands you may look up to or you're striving to be like, and see if you're in line with what they have going on.
Right, even if you're not direct competitors with them, you can use them as a benchmark and say,
Yep.
Okay, same industry, this is what they're doing well. Maybe I can shadow some of those things.
That's it, yep. It's a comparison thing again. It is wanting to look as good as, sound as good as, or message as good as, or better for all those factors.
Okay, cool. The next one is, how clear is your customer avatar?
That's something that you need to define in the very beginning stages of creating your business.
But most people forget to do that.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
people never even have heard of that. What is an avatar?
Yeah, that's a great point. Avatar, it's not just a movie with blue creatures flying around.
Yeah.
Your avatar is your ideal client, your ideal customer. Once you hone that in, you know how to speak, or you can figure out how to speak to them and draw them in.
Right, because otherwise, if you don't know what your ideal avatar is, your ideal customer, then you can't clearly market to them.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're marketing all over.
Just to a general cast net, and that is not the way to do it.
Right. The next one is, how strong is the offer that you value? So what I mean by that is the value that you bring to the table when you give somebody an offer for your service or product. How valuable is that? How does it stack up against competitors? And is it overpriced? Is it underpriced? Is the quality better or is it less?
Yep.
And so benchmarking that against competitors, and also trying to push your limits. How great can you make your service or product without exploding your costs and hurting your margins?
Yeah, and that's a tricky one to do sometimes, because you want to give these great deals and great offers to get clients in the door, customers on the books, and you want to make sure that you are not working backwards with that. And again, we'll go back to what we were kind of saying of comparing yourself. You want to compare yourself to your competitors. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. You want to take what's working for somebody else, put your own twist on it, and then put that forward.
Love it. Next one is, how effective is your pipeline? Or is your pipeline leaking? Do you have a pipeline?
Yeah.
This is something that is crazy important. You should have a pipeline tracking what came from Google Ads this month, what came from organic, what came from phone calls from the trucks, like all of it. You should be able to have tracking numbers, everything set up. And then from there, that should be imported to a pipeline where those leads, we track where they came from, and we track how much we spent in each category. And then we track that inside of the sales team. So, okay, Jimmy got assigned 6 leads this week. Which ones did he close? Which ones did he not? Did he remember to call the lead when it came into his pipeline?
Yeah.
Did he send it and not follow up again? And so a pipeline should have estimate requested, estimate sent, estimate followed up with, like it should have a whole bunch of different steps. and there should not be any room for leakage or error. As soon as they contact you, they should be uploaded into the system, and they should never be deleted from your system until they tell you, no, I do not want your services ever again.
Take me off, unsubscribe me.
And the next one is, how consistently do leads fall through the cracks? Ask yourself this. Do you know the answer to that? If you don't, you need to get on our pipeline services so we can help you, or find a pipeline that works really good for you that does not allow things to fall through the cracks.
That's
but
huge.
Part of our marketing comes all the way from where the lead source it came from, and then to which person it got assigned to, all the way to the end. And we help you with that follow-up, help set up. Do you want to optimize your business to be more recurring clients? Can we continuously offer them recurring deals or recurring discounts or recurring reminders to sign up for those services or to book new meetings with you? So that way you are consistently focused. Salesmen are going to fail you. Your systems, your processes have to be automated, but still personalized to be able to really dominate the area of business that you are wanting to expand upon. Number 8, how aligned is your messaging with your audience? What does that even mean?
That's a good one. You want to speak. It kind of goes back to the avatar we were talking about earlier. Defining your audience, your avatar, your key demographic, and speaking to them in a, not just language. By speaking, we mean like your tone, your verbiage that you use, the words you use, and how you say them. It's researching your avatar, your key demographic, and seeing what they're receptive to. Yeah,
you want to share really quickly on how we did that with ads to test which campaigns were going to work the best?
A lot of testing goes into that. That testing is figuring out how we're speaking to our demographic. We're targeting a certain demographic, therefore we test 20, 30, 40 different messages. And
I think we came up with 70 messaging.
Yeah, it was like 69.
Yeah, ridiculous amount of messaging, and a lot of them failed, but we found the top 3 out of all those.
Yep.
And then we used those for campaigns, and those campaigns were successful. How strong is your referral system? This can be a reflection of 2 things. 1, how good is your service or product that you're offering? And 2, how consistently is you or your sales team reminding everybody how to follow up with the leads? So that's really important. Test in your system as far as your CRM, where you track all your leads. How many referrals are you getting? You might just do not ever go. Business is not a gut feeling thing. You have to have trackable numbers where you're getting and seeing ROI. Ask yourself, how strong is your referral system? If you don't know, it's time to get on a pipeline service. We'll be happy to help you, or find something that works for you so your business is successful. How strong is your retention service? So what is a retention service?
I have no idea.
What we mean by that is, for example, say someone gives you the contact information, books a meeting, then has to cancel that meeting for whatever reason. The dog had to go to the vet. I had to go to the bathroom and I couldn't make the appointment. Whatever it was, they cancel or you got to have automatizations in the pipeline so that way they can get email, text, follow-ups with a calendar link. Hey, rebook at your next convenience. So that way you don't lose out on those leads, because that is another example of leads falling through the cracks.
Yeah, it was hard to get them there.
Yes.
You want to keep them, otherwise
and you spent good money getting them there.
Throwing the fish back in the creek, and maybe we'll see you again someday.
Right, exactly. And it's that customer still has that problem. They're just busy. All of us are busy. I had a company reach out to me, I don't know, over 12 months, maybe 8 times. I didn't respond to them, any of them.
Yeah.
But then after that 8th time, I finally had a little bit of time freed up, and I was ready to contact them back because I was ready for their service. And then I called back after the 8th time.
Oh yeah. There's proof in the pudding right there. It's just staying in front of somebody, keeping yourself relevant.
The next one is, how effective is your upsell and downsell strategy? So what we mean by that is, like, once you get a customer in the door, you have a retention offer, so a recurring offer, because most successful businesses have subscription-based models after they sell their main service and or product. You want to think about, can you upsell them another product? If they got a coat, do they also want a beanie? And maybe the beanie is 10% off. And or say they got a beanie, do they want gloves? And so those can be sent as upsell or downsell. Or you could also do is another offer. Once a month, we send out the fresh new outfit of the season, or the fresh outfit of the month, or even once a quarter, whatever it may be, a subscription clothing service, or a reoccurring maintenance service for the air conditioner, whatever it may be. So many people will install the air conditioner and be like, all right, great, see you. Like, no, we're here to build a business. Let's add that upsell and or downsell to the service, whether it's a recurring or an additional upsell from the air conditioner, you know, adding a UV light to it, upsell right there.
There you go.
Whatever it may be. How strong is that process? Do you have systems to make sure that you are doing that? Because once you get that lead, you need to continue to give them value and they will pay more. And what happens with that is that's how you build a business, especially if you build a subscription model where you have payments coming in reoccurring and you build a better relationship with the client. How strategic is your marketing thinking? So that's a great question to ask yourself. Like, do we think about marketing once a year?
Yeah.
Once a month?
Is it something we dip into every few months and poke around? Do we even assess our marketing, or we just hit redo every time? Have we been doing the same marketing for years and scratching our heads, and years go by, and as we know, technology goes at such a pace that you can't let a year go by. You can't let 3 months, a month, a week go by. You have to be consistently and constantly assessing your marketing and how you present yourself.
Absolutely. And if you lose track in that, you're smoked.
Yeah.
It's not a day and age where you can just only rely on word of mouth.
Yeah, because the people that are doing it, they're doing it faster, and you will be left in the dust, unfortunately, if you can't keep up.
Number 13, the last question we're asking you is, how well is your offer tying into your marketing? So do you ever give your customers a offer like a % off or a bundle package into your marketing? So communicating to your avatar, have you ever done that before? Do you do that often? When you do that, how well does it work?
Does it work? Does it not work?
Because that is the number one thing, is having a lead magnet to get the customer's information, to be able to sell them something that they need, not just to sell them whatever, but something that adds value to their life. And then you can continue to build on top of that, where you can say, hey, I found a new marketing message that's really effective and includes a little bit of a discount, and I give a huge value away. But what I've seen is every time I do that, every third customer ends up spending $5,000 on a new system or a new install. And so then if you can count on every third customer doing that, you can spend more money in marketing, because that's now become its own money model engine within your business. So testing those offers with your marketing delivery until you find a few that really work, that could transform your business in the way that you get new jobs.
Definitely, and to add on to that, don't get too emotionally attached to one method. You might come up with an idea, have a method, and be stuck to it. You can't have emotions with that. Business is an equation, it's a math problem covered in a brand. So the mathematics have to work out. If you need to try something new, don't be scared to try it.
I love it. Those are 13 questions that you can ask yourself to diagnose your marketing and sales, to figure out, am I having problems? And if you can plug up those 13 holes and get those down, you'll be in great shape. Here's a great form. We'll drop in the link below, and then you can also, we'll put another link there for you to join our community. And as like-minded people growing our businesses, getting to the next level, we'd love to be able to serve you.
We'll see you there.